Welcome back to NFL Week in Review. This is going to be Week 7 of the 2025 NFL season. There's a lot to talk about, so let's get started. We have primetime Thursday Night Football. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, you remember me last week talking about Joe Flacco's trade from the Cleveland Browns to the Cincinnati Bengals? What are the chances, and people are calling me crazy for this, but what are the chances that two of the oldest quarterbacks in the league, Aaron Rodgers at 41 years old and Joe Flacco at 40 years old, what are the chances they both get together for a primetime Thursday Night Football game? I honestly feel like this was planned and premeditated, to be honest with you. People are calling me crazy for this, but it really makes you think. Why would somebody from the Cleveland Browns be traded from the Bengals, unless the Bengals wanted Joe Flacco, which makes it even more crazy? But is it really crazy because you have two of the oldest quarterbacks in the league that are facing each other, and they promoted the shit out of this on social media, where Aaron Rodgers, Joe Flacco, they face head-to-head for a primetime game. I've never seen anything heavily promoted on social media. That's just me. That's what I've seen. I don't know about you guys, but that's just what I've seen. As far as the game itself goes, I really thought the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to win this one, simply because the Bengals' offensive line is absolutely dookie. I was watching this game, and even my dad was like, "What's going on? Why are you getting so mad?" But it's because the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is kind of good, right? And then you have the Bengals O-line, which is completely broken. Broken in the sense that it doesn't work. The amount of times I've seen Joe Flacco get sacked, I just wanted to, I felt like I got an aneurysm and a nosebleed and my brain was hurting and I had a headache because of how weak that O-line is. You're supposed to protect the quarterback at all times. The fact that I've seen Joe Flacco get sacked, and the fact that I've seen Aaron Rodgers get sacked a couple times. Actually, I don't even know how many times he got sacked. I don't know, but I've seen Joe Flacco get sacked quite a bit. And somehow, some way, Joe Flacco and the Cincinnati Bengals win this one. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have a Bengals shirt. Bengals are my favorite team from AFC North. Okay? All I'm saying is, I refuse to be a delusional fan and say that, oh, the Bengals were going to have an easy win, because I know that one of our flaws is that the O-line is absolutely dookie. One of the worst O-lines in the league. The fact that they won somehow, I have no idea. I don't know what happened with them. I don't know if it was Mike Tomlin's coaching. It probably is, because a lot of people don't like Mike Tomlin. So now the Pittsburgh Steelers are at 4-2, and now the Cincinnati Bengals are at 3-4. They added another win, but they're still kind of down one. We'll see what happens. There's one more London game. We have the LA Rams versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is a home game for the Jaguars, actually. A lot of Jags fans over there in London. Yeah, this was a blowout. 35-7? How does that even happen? You had Jacksonville a couple weeks ago facing the Kansas City Chiefs, and they beat them. They beat the Chiefs, who were quite literally one of the better teams in the league. That's subjective because a lot of people say they're mid, but there's no denying that they've made the playoffs time and time again. But that's not what we're here to talk about. It's very confusing to me because nobody knows what team to root for and what team is good and what team is bad. There's a lot of flaws on other teams, sure, but Jacksonville facing the Chiefs and they win. But then you face the Rams and you lose by a huge amount. 29 points. This is a 29-point or 28-point game. I still thought it was okay, but during most of the half, it was I don't even remember when they scored. All I know is that the Jacksonville Jaguars, they have not scored in the first half. It was almost all LA Rams. I was like, oh, this is going to be quite good. I honestly thought that the Jacksonville Jaguars were not going to score this game. I was even typing in a Discord server that I'm in. I'm like, oh, will the Jaguars score this game? Somebody said no, but I mean, it's still 7 points, but what a huge freaking lead, dude. That's crazy that they scored that much. I mean, they both kind of look good out there. I wasn't paying much attention to it. All I know is that the more I saw the Rams score climb, I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be a Rams game. This is probably one of the worst games to ever happen. We have the Carolina Panthers versus... This is going to be Sunday games for Red Zone, right? I'm mostly watching Red Zone, right? Carolina Panthers versus the New York Jets. The New York Jets are now 0-7. I talked last week about how I was watching the Jets face the Broncos, right? Just seeing Aaron Glenn's face when he was just looking up like this at the scoreboard, just out of touch, and seeing the graphic of 0-6, I could only imagine his face when he had that 0-7 graphic pop up. What is going on with the New York Jets? I have a feeling that Jets fans are just more angry than I am. Because at least I have a win, but it's up against the New York Jets. Or my team. I don't know why I'm saying I have a win, because I'm not part of the Miami Dolphins team. I might as well should be. This is one of the lower scoring games. This is almost like Super Bowl 53. Like Patriots versus Rams. Just looking at this just makes me like laugh. Like, just looking at the graphic of 0-7. I don't know why I'm laughing, because I know my team ain't that much better, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. This is a very interesting game. We have the New York Giants at the Denver Broncos. This was NFL history. I'm just saying that right now. This was NFL history. And the reason why, because you see those 33 points? If you guys didn't watch the game, what if I told you that those 33 points were all made in the fourth quarter? I couldn't believe it either. I was watching this, I'm like, oh yeah, the Giants are going to beat the Broncos at home. What's crazy to me is that they were not on the board all the way up until the fourth quarter. And the fact that they made all their points, not only did they make all of their points in the fourth quarter, but they end up winning the game. All in the fourth quarter with a very... That field kick mattered. That field goal kick mattered. There is absolutely no... I don't know what happened. They just got their shit together. Like Super Bowl 51. Atlanta Falcons, New England Patriots. I don't know what Tom Brady said to them. That was like, we gotta do this. It's now or never. And they ended up winning the game after a massive lead, after a massive upset. I think this is the most in NFL history. And the fact is, Dart finally realizes what it's like to be a New York Giant. They had this game in the bag. I really thought they had this game in the bag, but I don't know what Bo Nix did. I don't know what Bo Nix said. I don't know what happened during halftime when they were like taking a break for that game. This is actually crazy. I'm very surprised the Denver Broncos won. Like, just seeing this score and knowing what happened, knowing the context of this game, really drives it all home for me. Congratulations to Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. This is why I tell you guys why I like Bo Nix. I think he has great leadership skills. And the fact that he was able to pull all the way up until the fourth quarter, he makes all his points, and then ends up winning the game, that was just pure cinema. That's absolutely crazy. Winning a game all in the fourth quarter. Making all your points in the fourth quarter and end up winning the game. Absolutely crazy. We have a divisional rivalry game. A big divisional rivalry game from AFC West. We have the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm a Raider guy, you know, like from AFC West, I'm picking my Las Vegas Raiders, okay? I love Vegas. I've been to Vegas way back in 2022. I wish I had a Vegas Raiders shirt because they're my favorite from AFC West. And the fact that Kansas City beat them 0-31, it breaks my heart. I feel like Raiders should be one of those teams that should be good, but just because they have some of their teammates, like, some of their team is just like, they're just injured right now. That's why they're not playing as good as they are. You know, they only got 2 wins and they have 5 losses. I will say though that speaking of fantasy, I do have Patrick Mahomes as my starting quarterback, only because I knew that he was going to get me a lot of points, and he did. He ended up getting me a lot of points only because Vegas Raiders didn't score nothing. I was able to get some points for that. It made me feel a little bit better only because I'm not the biggest Chiefs fan. I do like Patrick Mahomes as a quarterback. Now, also Rashee Rice is back. I don't think I mentioned that. I think he was like suspended for like 6 weeks, and they didn't have Rashee Rice on there. And I did have Rashee Rice before on fantasy. Seeing that he was suspended for 6 weeks, I'm like, maybe that was the worst pick I could have gone. So I went for somebody else, but that's besides the point. But he is back now. Rashee Rice is back, and he was doing pretty good. I think that whole team was doing a lot better. Refs are on the sidelines now, so they didn't really need them. Don't say that in front of a Chiefs fan. Just keep that silent. Here we have the Sunday night football primetime game between the Atlanta Falcons and the San Francisco 49ers. 2 teams I do not like. I mean, I do like a couple of players from each team. I like Bijan Robinson. Christian McCaffrey, and I like George Kittle. But let's talk about the game itself. I think both teams did very well with what they had. Christian McCaffrey was utilized a lot, only because I think he was back from injury or something. I'm not sure if he's back from injury or if he was injured before and then went back. It has to be with the Madden curse, because like he was the athlete last year's game. Now it's Saquon Barkley, and so far he's looking pretty good. Christian McCaffrey was looking pretty good. Like, they utilized him a lot in the game. So I didn't watch most of the game, so I had to do like a small little highlight reel to get myself caught up. Utilizing Christian McCaffrey a lot. I think Mac Jones did a great job in with what he had. Michael Penix Jr., on the other hand, had Bijan Robinson at running back, who we also utilize a lot. They utilize a lot of run plays a lot in this, from what I've noticed. There were some deep passes that I saw that did not connect, which I felt like could have connected, but for one reason or another didn't. But this resulted in Niners winning and the Falcons having a 3-3 record. Winning 3 games and losing 3 games. So they're pretty much in the middle of the pack. I guess we could have that. They'll figure it out. I feel like, I don't know if the pattern is like the Vikings, where Atlanta wins a game, then they lose a game, then they win a game, then they lose a game. It's crazy that they did not score against the Panthers for 1 week. I forgot which week it was, but it was just absolutely funny to me. Congrats to the Niners for winning. Happy for George Kittle. Happy for Mac Jones with what he's doing. He's getting the team to where they need to be, so good on them. Here comes the Monday Night Football games. The first one, we have Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Detroit Lions. Now, these are 2 of my favorite teams from their respective divisions. NFC South facing NFC North. They were both looking pretty good. Lions looking a little bit better since Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs was just focused that night. I don't know what happened. He was completely focused. Tampa Bay was also looking pretty good. They were pretty stacked on offense and defense. It was lopsided only because the Lions had the edge. And then something happened to Mike Evans. Mike Evans is a 12-year veteran. I think he had been out for a couple of weeks too, and this was his first game back. So Mike Evans had came back. He was so excited to be there. I think it was his hamstring that was torn or something, or not torn, but strained or something like that. He was so excited to be back. It's his first game back. And then what happens? He gets injured again. This time, his clavicle was bothering him, his collarbone. And now, he's going to be out for most of the season. And in my estimate, I think he's going to be out for the rest of the season. I don't want to sound like a downer for Mike Evans fans and fans of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I honestly think it's time for Mike Evans to retire. It's a sad thing to realize, but I mean, Detroit Lions won. I'm happy the Lions won, matching the records of 5-2 for each respective team. I love both teams. I love Tampa Bay. I love Detroit Lions. I have both shirts, so we'll just see what happens there afterwards. Hopefully, Tampa Bay recovers from this, and we'll see how Detroit Lions go from here. Then we have the later part of the Monday Night Football games. The last game, we have Houston Texans at Seattle Seahawks. Texans are not looking good. I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know how they made it to the playoffs last year, but something's wrong. They're 2-4 now. Seahawks are 5-2. And I feel like this only drives home the point of this being a coaching sport, because I didn't think Sam Darnold was doing that good when he was in the Vikings, but he's now for the Seahawks, and now the team is 5-2. So now they got another win under their belt. Jackson Smith-Ajigba, they were utilizing him a lot. C.J. Stroud was looking good too up until, the fourth quarter. There was one play I saw where he was trying to go for like a dive and then defense stopped him, which, football. I'm not really the biggest fan of Sam Darnold, but he did it. I mean, gotta give him his props, gotta give credit where credit is due. He knows his football team. He knows, what to do. Seahawks are up 27-19. That's just what it is. I wish C.J. Stroud would have done a lot better. I mean, I would have rooted for the Texans at this point because I have a Texans shirt. Hopefully they do better next week, next couple of weeks, because this is their 4th straight loss, and it honestly hurts seeing them do this bad. So Dolphins are doing a lot worse, and I'm gonna get to that in a little bit. Miami Dolphins versus the Cleveland Browns. Let me repeat this, okay? Let me just repeat that one game. That one simple game. The Miami Dolphins versus the Cleveland Browns. I thought losing to the Carolina Panthers was bad enough. But you're telling me that the Miami Dolphins are not good enough to even beat the Cleveland fucking Browns? No offense to the Cleveland Browns fans, okay? You guys are a loyal fan base. You're telling me that we can't even beat the Cleveland fucking Browns? If we can't beat the Cleveland Browns, if we can't beat the Carolina Panthers, then who in the fuck can we beat besides the New York Jets? I honestly hope at this very moment, as we speak, I hope Mike McDaniel is in the process of getting fired. In the process of meeting with human relations and getting the fuck fired. And let's not forget to mention the 6 interceptions that Tua Tagovailoa has thrown. And you keep telling me that this guy is our quarterback? Halfway through the game, or maybe even through the fourth, or maybe to the fourth quarter, I forgot. We finally, after 7 weeks of getting our asses handed to us, besides the freaking New York Jets, 6 other weeks of getting our asses handed to us, we finally bench Tua Tagovailoa, and we finally bring in Quinn Ewers. The fact that we didn't do this in week 1, knowing what kind of reputation we were going to have, is just abysmal. I've used that word so many times throughout the past few weeks, but honestly, I don't even know what to say anymore. Losing to the Cleveland Browns is like, and no offense, again, no offense to Cleveland Browns fans, okay? I know you guys are like a loyal fan base. You guys go hard. It's Cleveland. I knew from the get-go that we were not going to get past this defense. That's one thing I will say about the Cleveland Browns. They have one of the best defenses in the league when you have Myles Garrett there, okay? That's one thing I'll say. Great defense. Absolutely beast of a defense. It's like trying to get through a brick wall. I just didn't think it was going to be this bad. I don't know if we made 2 field goals or just 1 touchdown. I have absolutely no idea. Anytime I tuned into that game, I'm just like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch my team get handed to them by the Cleveland freaking Browns. I don't hate the Browns, okay? I do not hate the Browns. I do not. I just know the reputation that the Browns have. And the fact that we lost to them, like, we were both 1-5 teams when going into week 7. Okay, we were both 1-5 teams. One of us would have our job saved. The other, I don't know. In the post game interview, the press conference, Tua said something like, you know, if I wish my teammates would do better. I wish I would do better. And you know, if I don't like throwing interceptions. I think he said something along the lines of that, where he said he didn't like throwing interceptions. And you threw fucking 6 of them. If you don't fucking like throwing interceptions, how about you stop throwing interceptions and look where your fucking teammates are, the ones who are in this color, or at least white. Since this was an away game, you look at this color for the number, this color for the jersey, right? I'm pointing at this color. Throw to your fucking teammates for once. Like, actually. I don't know how the fuck you miss all these so bad. No wonder why you're getting fucking benched now. But it's alright. It doesn't fucking matter to him, right? Because he's got a family to take care of, because that's all that really matters to him, right? That's the only thing that matters to him, is that as long as he gets that paycheck, as long as that check keeps coming through, as long as he can put food on the table, as long as he has that roof over his head, as long as he got clothes to wear, as long as he got that bougie-ass Rolex that he's got, that's all that matters, right? He can feed his wife, he can feed his kids, he's got a roof, he's got a house, he's got nice cars, he's got all of this shit. That's all that matters to him, right? Because I'm all taken care of. I don't know which coaches and which offensive and defensive coordinators are for the Cleveland Browns, but whoever they are, their jobs were saved this day. As for the Miami Dolphins, I don't think so as much. I hope Mike McDaniel is in the process of getting fired at this point. I want HR to talk to him and be like, you are not helping us win any fucking games. You are done. We are so sick and tired of losing. You are out. That's, if I was the head of Miami Dolphins, if I was corporate, I would be furious. I don't know what the fuck is going on there where they're not hungry. They're not hungry for winning. This is what's pissing me off the most. Why the fuck are you in the National Football League if you don't want to win a fucking championship? If you don't want to make it to the playoffs, if you don't want to win a divisional game, if you don't want to win the AFC Championship, if you don't want to win the goddamn fucking Super Bowl, why the fuck are you there in the first place? You should want to win. I know losing hurts, but you should, all these losses should drive you to do better. All these losses should drive you to work harder. You know what the Dallas Cowboys used to do? I think way back in the day, when these NFL players were tough, when these NFL players were no nonsense, straight to the point, gritty hard teeth, you know what the Dallas Cowboys did? Whenever they would lose a game, the coaches wouldn't even feed them. They would not be fed. If they lost a game, they wouldn't be fed. And this is the kind of stuff that drove the Dallas Cowboys to winning. I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan. I keep telling y'all how much I hate the Dallas Cowboys, okay? But this is one thing I respect about the coaches back then, because those coaches should want to win. These coaches should want to win. I don't know where Mike McDaniel's head is at, but it's certainly in the fucking clouds somewhere doing God knows what. Stop throwing fucking interceptions and throw at your own goddamn motherfucking teammates for once. Do you even know their names? I know Jalen Waddle. Tyreek Hill is out. You should throw to Devon Achane too. I'm wearing his fucking jersey number. Ollie Gordon II. He's also running back. Ollie Gordon Jr. Freaking Malik Washington. Malik Washington, Darren Waller was there. You don't even know who your own fucking teammates are? Those are your fucking teammates. That's their names. Do you know what they look like? Or do you spend too much time with your fucking family? Do you spend so much time with your fucking family that you don't even know what the fuck your own teammates look like? Now I'm the clown. Now I'm the clown for wearing a Miami Dolphins jersey. Now I'm the clown for thinking that Miami Dolphins were actually a good, decent team. But we have been the laughingstock of the NFL especially now. We've been the laughingstock for the past few years, but especially now, especially in this season, even the Dallas Cowboys are better than us. Even the frickin' New England Patriots are better than us. And they won this week. I forgot to mention that. They also won this week, which even boils my blood even more. And I'm the clown. I'm the clown for wearing this jersey. I'm the clown for wanting to support a team that I want to see win. I just wish something would change. It's very clear to us that the Miami Dolphins don't care about their fans. That's what it seems like to me. You don't care about the fan base that literally bleeds for you, that have literal shrines dedicated to you. It's very hard to believe that 50 years ago, well, not really, because we had a completely different team back then. I don't know how we are the only team in the NFL that went an undefeated season. Even going up to the Super Bowl, winning, I think, 1973 or whatever. And I get this bullshit. Of me becoming a Miami Dolphins fan, this is what I get. This is exactly what I get. I don't even know why I'm so upset about this, because I have other teams I support. I've said this time and time again, and people think I'm a fucking clown for it. People think I'm a clown for liking all these other different teams. But if you guys know what I go through, since my main team is this, I want to be able to be happy for once and say, oh, I like Tampa Bay Buccaneers because at least they have a 5-1 record. At least their teammates care about winning. My own fucking quarterback does not care about winning. He does not fucking care about winning, and that's very clear to me. The only good thing that Mike McDaniel ever done was bench him. Bench Tua because he does not care about winning. He said it flat out. He may have used other words, but that's exactly what he fucking said. He does not give a shit about winning. And it's disgusting. I do not want a quarterback that does not give a shit about winning. And I've said this time and time again. We are a team that does not go out to win games. We are a team that goes out to get paychecks from games. Ever since week 1 of losing to the Indianapolis Colts, I knew right then and there that our season was fucking over. All respect to Danny Dimes, all respect to Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts, okay? All respect to them. But I knew right then and there, even at week 2 when we lost to the New England Patriots of all teams, I cannot believe, I even saying that, just like, I feel my veins thickening in my head. I feel like a headache. This organization does not care about its fan base. It is just toilet water. We are just straight dookie. Even the Bengals offensive O-line, when I talked about way earlier before in the video, they may be ass, but at least they care about winning. At least they want to win. My quarterback, my team, they do not care about winning. Absolutely not. Leadership skills are dookie, and that's why we are a 1-6 team. We might as well be with the fucking Jets. We might as well be New York Jets territory. I feel like shit wearing this jersey. I feel like showering after wearing this jersey, simply because the Browns actually browned on us. I'm tired of supporting a team that does not give two shits about whether we win or not. As long as they get that paycheck, who cares, right? As long as that paycheck keeps coming through, it doesn't matter. As long as those families are fed, long as those families have roofs over their head, long as they're clothed, long as they're well taken care of, with all the paycheck, anything they want, all those Rolexes, all them gold chains, all them nice cars that they got, all fresh and blinged out and shit. Who cares, right? We don't have to fucking win. The paycheck's gonna come in either way. Absolutely fucking disgusting behavior. I hope Tua is benched for the rest of the season. I really hope Tua is benched for the rest of the season. If I was coach, I do not want a fucking quarterback that does not give two shits about winning. I want a quarterback that's hungry. I want a quarterback that is out for blood. I want a quarterback that has so much drive that even winning the Super Bowl is not enough. You should want to win it all. You should want to be better, do better, just have that drive, have that passion, have that hunger and that lust to go after something that you want so bad. That's gonna be it for this week's game. For this week's week 7 of the 2025 NFL season. Next week we go up against the Atlanta Falcons. We're going up against the Atlanta Falcons for week 8. I don't know how I haven't thrown away this jersey yet. I'm not going to, obviously, because like it's quite nice and I like the color and stuff, but knowing what this team represents now and knowing how the organization is ran and knowing that my quarterback doesn't care about winning, it's just disappointing. I don't even watch those post-press conferences because I know it's the same shit every single fucking time. Something has to change. I don't even know what I expected my team to be. I don't even know what record I was expecting to be. Because this 1-6, I hate it so much. I hate it so much that my blood boils. We still, and the worst part is we still have a long way to go. We're almost halfway through the season, and we are sucking shit through a straw. We're swimming in dookie. We have a whole pool filled with each other's shit that we're just swimming in, and we're loving it. Miami Dolphins versus the Atlanta Falcons is just gonna be ass. It is just going to be ass. Ass all the way. Ass all the fucking way. Do with that information what you will. Thank you all for watching NFL Week in Review Week 7. Obviously, I'll come back for Week 8, and I'm probably going to crash out even more when the Dolphins lose to the Falcons for Week 8. I'm calling it right now. Dolphins will lose to the Falcons Week 8 because we are a shit team, and I don't even think Quinn Ewers can do it at this point. This team has broken my dreams so bad that I don't even think Quinn Ewers can save us. So, what other 7 teams I support? Buccaneers, Eagles, Rams, Raiders, Texans, Lions, Bengals. Those are my teams now. And I don't care. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next week.